Hey guys, welcome to a fresh update here on the channel. We just got some news, an update on the list. Not so much of a surprise, but Jordan Boyd has been upgraded to the senior list from the rookie list. And I think, as I said, not surprising news, but it does give us a moment just to take a step back and ponder Jordan Boyd and his time at the Carlton Football Club. So he played 7 games in 2022, 9 games in 2023, and 19 games in 2024. And he became, and he has become, an important piece to the puzzle. I had the privilege of sitting with him and chatting in an interview earlier this year and got to know him a little bit better, more as a human being. Got to see, I think that's exactly how to describe it. It was more of the human side of the footballer. I think a lot of the times we get caught up in the footballers just being athletes and that's it. But he definitely brings with him a level-headedness, and he seems to have a really nice balance of what's important in life. And at the same time, he has a pretty good skill, which is one that is not very common at Carlton, and that is his ability to kick the ball with precision. And I think that's ultimately what has allowed him to play so many games for us. So we look at his 2024, 19 games, as I said. He's become a real important part of the team selection every week. We saw his possession tally up towards the 15 mark, tailed off a little bit towards the end. We know how it ended. It ended pretty badly, to be honest. It was a bad injury against Hawthorn, and he just wasn't able to go, wasn't able to play on, really. He was out there on the field really out of necessity, but you just see from the way that you see these highlights, his ability to hit targets, he's courageous. Still remember that collision with Toby Green, running with the flight of the ball, and, he's really endeared himself to the club. And I think moving forward, it's going to become more important. It's a really interesting year for him, and it's obviously an interesting year for Carlton as a whole. There's a bit more of a seriousness around the group, and I don't know if urgency is the right word, because, every year you're urgent to win. But I think now that we find ourselves in a space where we believe we can win it, or, we believe we're a contender, it's important to nail the role. Now, what does his 2025 look like? Well, I don't really know what it looks like. What we do know is that he's highly valued, and he will seemingly continue to play games if he defends well, kicks the ball well, because we know that he can be a really important key to unlocking our ball movement. Such is the player that he has become for us. From the time he arrived at Carlton to now, we don't have Zach Williams in the back line anymore. Sam Doherty no longer plays in the back line anymore. So his kicking is important. I think he finds himself in that sort of 6th to 9th ranked defender when we select the team. I think there's probably 5 or 6 that get picked ahead of him if I was to guess from my view. But nonetheless, he's an important part of the entire squad. It's not just about the 23 that play every week, because one thing we know is, especially with Carlton, like, when do we get the same 23 playing every week? So being available is half the battle, and that is something that he was able to do for the majority of 2024, even though he did get hurt. And, that's the story of Jordan Boyd. So what do you think of this news? What do you think it does for his role? And I think more importantly, what do you see as the future of Jordan Boyd, more so from a 2025 perspective? We'll chat to you in the comments. We'll go from there.
It's going to try and run him down. Baker cruises to 50. Knew the plan all along. Play on the call. Look out. Just sneaks away. Good peripheral vision. Finds Boyd on the wing.
Boyd. Nice ball to Williams.
About where he was in the position on the ground, his ability to pull it back across his body.
Game delicately poised at 11 points. Boyd slides in.
Try and find a couple of marks to just control it.
Boyd to McGovern. Hollins will
Just forward to the footy here. Baker. Ball to the top of the square. McGovern, lightning hands. Boyd. Fantasia.
Here's Boyd. Chincotta for 2 in the final term.